What is up, guys? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here, for being subscribed. If you're not, go ahead and hit that button. And if you're listening on YouTube, hit that like button. It's like walking in the room and hitting that light switch. Let's brighten up the place and get into this H&M drama. I've been reading the headlines of things about this book that's just recently either been released in some areas of the world, but hasn't been released in others. And maybe it already has been released in other areas since I read the article. But this guy, he is named Omid Scobie. I've seen some people calling him Scooby-Doo. Okay. But he wrote a book called Endgame. And the book, based on the snippets of the news that have come out, or I should say that has come out, about the book and things that he's saying in it, it definitely sounds like it is a book by someone who is favorable towards Harry and Meghan. And to be quite honest with you, there's nothing wrong with someone going to bat for somebody that they prefer over another, because everybody has the right to do that, right or wrong, as long as the person isn't like P. Diddy or R. Kelly, right? But I will say this, when it comes to the book and the news that's come out about the alleged two people that were possible racist or made comments about Harry and Meghan's soon-to-be born son at the time, speculating about the skin color, because we know that Meghan and Harry, they did a sit down, and it was honestly mainly Meghan that did the sit down with Oprah, and then Harry, he came in and joined after the fact, because he really didn't want to. I felt like he really did not want to go in on his family, and that's fine. But I will say that when I watched that interview, when Meghan was trying to say that they were speculating about the color of the skin of the child, like, I really did not take it even at that time. This is pre Chris Rock stand up, where he actually talked about it too, which I was like, yeah, he actually is saying what I said a couple of years ago. I wasn't thinking that they were wondering, oh my God, is the child going to have black skin? Because let's be clear, Meghan is a biracial woman, and it baffles me when I hear or even have people in my comment section that are just trying to windmill for Meghan, when Meghan wouldn't piss on you if you were on fire. And not just because she is on a different spectrum, material wise, money wise, and status wise, but also if you go down the road of her past and just seeing the types of people that she likes to be around, she was not around people that did not look like her. And she looks like a Caucasian woman. And that's fine, because her father is Caucasian. Don't give me the, oh, well, Serena Williams and her were really great fans. Serena Williams is a legendary tennis star, okay? It's not like this was some chick named Serena Williams that she knew from when they, were back in the hood, and this girl is still living in the hood, or maybe she's leveled up a little bit. Serena Williams is someone that it is beneficial for her to be around. So I really don't want to hear about her being around Serena Williams, because that doesn't count, okay? But when you look at her, she looks like a Caucasian woman that has a tan. And that's what she feels like. She actually feels like she is a Caucasian woman that has a tan, that also has an African-American mother. And it's so funny, because this weekend, I really didn't get much work done this weekend. Last week was a crazy week for me. And anyway, I was flipping the channels on YouTube TV, and on the Turner Classic Movies channel, the movie Imitation of Life was on. If you all have never watched that movie, I encourage you to watch it. It's an old classic movie, and I never really paid a whole lot of attention to it when I was younger, because it's a movie that I used to hear about that my grandmother would watch and my mom. And so it really is one of those old movies. But the movie, it reminds me a little bit of Meghan, a little bit. I'm not saying it's 100% like her, but the woman in the movie who played the maid of the actress was a Black woman who had a biracial daughter, and her biracial daughter did not look like her whatsoever. And I'm going to be honest, I don't even think the woman that they had playing that role was a biracial woman either. But I'm just saying, not all biracial people actually look like they have one parent that is African American. Meghan doesn't present that way, and that's fine. But it bothers me when I feel like people just trying to go to bat for her just simply because they're trying to hold on to something that they feel like they have in common with her, when she really doesn't feel like she has that in common with you, because she said it on her podcast that is now canceled by Spotify, that she never really knew what it felt like to be a Black woman until she started dating her now husband. Okay. And she actually said that as she felt insulted by it because she did not feel like she looked that way. So it was honestly something she took as an insult, like, hey, what are you all having an issue with here? Because I look like you. And I brought up the movie Imitation of Life because there was a scene in that movie when the woman who was playing the daughter of the maid, who was supposed to be, the daughter's supposed to be biracial, she wanted to be white because she knew that being white and passing would give her more opportunities at that point in time where things were in the U.S. than if she were to be seen as an African American woman. So she did not want to be seen that way. And there was a scene where she was out on a date with a guy, and somehow they were on some street. I don't know if it was a back alley or what, but the guy was a white guy. He just really got upset with her, and he said, why didn't you tell me you were Black? And she's like, I'm not Black, I'm white. And he just started like slapping her, beat her until she fell down on the ground. And that was like it for her. She was like, I don't want to have anything to do with my mom anymore. I want to live my life as a white woman. I'm going to get far away because I don't want anyone to see me as that. And if I'm around you, then, and people know that you're my mother, then they're going to see me as a Black woman, even though I don't feel like I look like one. And in the movie, that woman did not. Now, I know Meghan does not, she has not like disowned her mother and all that other stuff like that. But I do feel that even though she may not have disowned her mom and all of that other stuff, she just does not want to be seen like her mom as a Black woman. So anyway, I say all of that to say, when the guy, Omid, he's got all of these snippets coming out from the book, and it's definitely a Harry and Meghan leaning favorable book, I'm starting to wonder if he was told to write this book by them and he's getting the credit for it, because I just feel that Piers Morgan, he actually came out and he said on his show that the two people that were insinuated to have speculated about the color of Archie's skin before he was born was no longer Prince, King Charles, and Princess Kate, who's married to Harry's brother. Now, in the interview with Oprah, Harry didn't want to go into it, but Meghan never said people were being racist towards my child in the royal family. She was dancing around it too and saying, that people were speculating about the color of Archie's skin before he was born. But she didn't really say that. And then Oprah said, oh, were they trying to talk about how dark his skin was going to be? And that's not exactly what she said. And even in Meghan's response, she didn't say yes and she didn't say no, but she basically was leading Oprah in like, okay, you said that, Oprah. If that's what how you want to put it, okay, we'll just kind of say, well, yeah, And so with all of that being said, I wanted to read something to you guys because I feel like a lot of people feel this way. Some of them may not say it, but when it comes to this situation with Harry and Meghan and them benefiting from the royal titles, even though they said they wanted to back away from being working royals and living in the UK, and she's trying to up level her career as whatever, to live a lifestyle and to be seen as an A-list that she never was, because a lot of us didn't know who she was before she got with her husband. I just feel that all of this constant, just constant. I'm not here to say that the quote unquote royal family is perfect. Obviously, they are not. But to just continuously, this is how they're profiting and benefiting and consistently trying to make money off of who was racist in the royal family, who talked about the color of Archie's skin, who said this about Meg. It's like, I'm like, man, it's almost 2024. Are we still doing this now? But I wanted to read this comment from someone, and this is actually from a blog, and they're talking about Parliament is thinking about stripping Harry and Meghan of their royal titles after the latest. And just briefly, just to share this, Parliament is considering to strip Harry and Meghan of their royal titles once and for all. Conservative MP Bob Seeley proposed a bill to strip Harry and Meghan of their Duke and Duchess titles after a new book titled Endgame revealed the names of two quote-unquote racist royals. The book claims King Charles and future Queen Kate Middleton speculated about the skin color of Prince Archie before he was born. The drama first unfolded years ago when Harry and Meghan told talk show host Oprah Winfrey that a member of the royal family had commented on their unborn son's skin color. Meghan reportedly wrote a letter to King Charles revealing the racist comment, which some attributed to Kate at the time. Meghan didn't name Kate as the racist royal, but the Dutch translation of the book named both King Charles and Kate. King Charles vigorously denied the allegation. The Dutch version of the book has since been pulled from all stores. If the bill is approved by Parliament, Harry and Meghan will be known as commoners, Mr. and Mrs. Sussex, from moving forward. Their children, son Archie and daughter Lilibet, will retain their royal titles. The Duke and Duchess have not commented on the controversy of the book. British subjects believe they are the source of the claims. Brits are tired of Harry and Meghan's childish antics. Mr. Seeley said this nuclear option is being considered because of the couple's attempt to use race to smear the royal family, which he called poisonously insidious. The bill was originally passed in the First World War to strip German nobles of their British titles. Harry and Meghan were denied their titles, His and Her Royal Highness, after they defected to the U.S. in 2020 to seek fame and fortune. Writing in the Daily Mail on Sunday, Mr. Seeley said that while sources close to the Sussexes have stressed Harry and Meghan are not behind claims made in the scandalous book, I suspect that few people believe such denials. Seeley added, of all the damaging insults to throw, racism is the most poisonously insidious, guaranteed to leave a whiff of stigma, and impossible to prove when false. It is the catch-all slur of the modern era. King Charles is considering filing a lawsuit against the book's author, Omid Scobie. Buckingham Palace said it is considering all options when it comes to a response. Now, this is from Sandra Rowe's blog, and I wanted to read this comment because, again, we're about to go into 2024. They defected to the U.S. in 2020, right before the CV hit. And it's like, what have they really, really done to just try to break away from this quote unquote royal family? Because the truth of the matter is, if people really go down the history of the royal family and how they have benefited off of slave labor and the slave trade and all of these other things like that, if Meghan really cared about race, she should have never even married into that family, period. And I'm just being beautifully honest when I say that. And also, she has not lived her life as an African-American woman. She's not African-American. She is biracial, and that's fine. And the reason I really don't believe that King Charles is the one that made these alleged racist comments is because if it were so, why would she write him a letter to try to discuss this matter if he was the one that actually made these comments that she's trying to say were racist? And two, I feel like if that were the case, what is it so terrible that her actual blood father did that she's just completely cut him off but you want to continue to have the benefits of being attached to the royal family to benefit off of it. So I want to read this comment to you guys. So there's a couple of comments I want to read. One person says, in my family, we have speculated on the skin tone of our kids. Are they going to be a deep chocolate like Big Mama? Or are they going to be lighter complected like their mama and aunties? And I'm black. Nobody else has done this. Shrug. What's the big deal here? Especially when you consider that Meghan is half white and didn't really fool with black people or ride the race wave prior to marrying this guy. And someone responded to that comment to say, she really thought that she was going to be a true life white princess. Her past ethnic look was immensely different from that of her current look. Anywho, cry me a river, quote unquote, black lady with the middle finger emoji. But listen, these couple of comments is basically what I have been saying for the past several years when I would give commentary on this woman and this situation. But let me read this one comment, because this person, they have a picture of Meghan from her sorority where everyone in the sorority, all of her sorority sisters are Caucasian. There may be a few in there that look tan, and she looks like one of the tan chicks. But listen, I want to read this comment. Few things are more despicable than trading on the historical suffering and enslavement of your own people just to line your pockets and ensure you live a life of luxury. This half-white bleep, who has distanced herself from black people her entire adult life, including with the exception of her mother not inviting even one of her black relatives to her wedding, who spread her legs for every white man she believed could advance her financially, who joined an all-white sorority and socialized only with whites during her college years, who used her connections to secure an introduction to dumbass Harry, then married into the same family that invented the transatlantic slave trade, the same family that built the slave ships upon which black human beings were tortured and transported like cattle, then sold on slave blocks like livestock, the same woman who proudly wore the Windsor family diamonds that were purchased with black and brown blood money, this self-centered, hypocritical bleep now wants to cry racism in hopes of getting desired Pavlovian response that will ensure to her financial benefits. At this point, any remaining popularity she enjoys is due solely to her connection to progressive media titans who relish trading on the race card. Shame on every naive black person who buys into her insidious bullcrap. She has never cared about black people in the past and doesn't now, unless it is a black with lots and lots of money like Tyler, Oprah, Serena, etc. Both she and Harry are lazy grifters who should have been cut off a long time ago. I wish someone in Parliament had the guts to say, if Ms. Markle was so concerned about racism, why did she marry into a family of slave traders? Hopefully that would shut the bee up once and for all. Listen, when I tell you I had to do a standing ovation to that comment, that is exactly, well, I wouldn't say verbatim, but that is what I have been trying to make the point about when I have given commentary about this girl over these past few years. She is not someone who cares about African American people. And just like this person said in this comment, where were the other black people in her family at the wedding? Because the only one I saw was her mom. This woman is such a grifter. I'm just going to say it like this, and this is probably me sounding nice saying it, but I can't stand her. I could say some other things, but I can't stand her. And what I can't stand about her is the character and the characteristics of her and what she does to play on race, to play on the sympathies of people. Oh my God, they insinuated about the color of my child's skin. That is what people freaking do. Even if it's someone that isn't of different ethnicities. Let's say it's two Caucasian people. One of the people has red hair and the other person has brunette, or they have blonde hair or whatever. You try to guess, okay, what color do you think the hair is going to be? Like, it's about you creating a life with two people who look completely different, okay? Whether they are the same ethnicity or not, and you wonder what the children are going to come out looking like. I even said this recently because I was watching an episode of 90 Day Fiancé, not the whole thing, but a little bit of it, Pillow Talk. And there's a couple from a previous season. They're now doing Pillow Talk. It was a chick who's from like the Midwest. She married this guy she met in China, but he's actually from Cameroon in Africa. He is very, very, very dark. Skin color is very dark. He's a handsome guy, but his skin color is very dark. And she is Caucasian, I believe. And her skin color is more like olive, okay? When they had two children together, and they showed this episode, I think it was last night, I saw a little bit of it. And when the two kids popped on the bed, I was like, oh my God, you really can tell, that their father is of African-American, whatever, you want to say. He's African. He's not African-American. But you can really tell that those children look way more like their dad than they do like her, because their skin, they're still really young. So their skin is probably going to get even more pigmented as they get older. May not be a whole lot more pigmented because now they have, the genes of their mother as well. But I'm saying all of that to say, people do speculate about what the child is going to look like. And when it is something like that, when you have two people of different ethnicities coming together, you do wonder what the child is going to look like. I don't believe, even if people want to say that Kate is the most racist royal or whatever, she might be. I'm not saying that she doesn't have any thoughts of superiority, which, to be honest with you, just comes common sometimes with some people. And it's not that they're like, it's not like a hatred racism sort of thing, but it's just they're just used to being around people that look like them sort of thing. But I say all of that to say, I don't believe Kate was like, oh my God, there's a child going to be born into this family that's not going to have milky colored skin like I do not believe that. And I definitely don't believe that King Charles said it. And then Meghan, she still wants to have communications with him. She still wants that connection. She still wants to hook up. She is an opportunist, and I really wish people would get off of this Meghan bandwagon of believing that she is a victim, because she's not. I do believe that she and Harry are behind the book by Old Mid Scobie, and I do believe that she allowed Oprah to say this about, they were speculating about how dark the color of the child's skin was going to be, and just let that go on to let that be the thoughts of people when it really wasn't the case. And I'm just tired of it. So I really wanted to share this with you guys, because when I read this comment, I just was like, standing ovation. This is exactly what I have been trying to say. I'm not even trying to say, this is what I've been saying. But this person bottled it up perfectly in this comment. And I have to say that I'm over this thing about the racist royals and who was the one that was racist towards this unborn baby and whatever. Girl, please. Okay. Meghan is older than Harry. She likes to play on the naivete, but she's not stupid. She's very calculated. She knows what she got into, and she was happy to do it because this was something that was going to benefit her. And being a professional victim, for some people, it's beneficial, because where's the talent? Where's the real work? We know Spotify canceled her podcast, and it said that she only did like 6 or maybe 12, between 6 to 12 episodes. I can't even tell you how many episodes of the podcast that I have done, and I have a couple of podcasts, okay? So I'm just saying, the laziness of it all, I have no respect for her whatsoever. Harry is lazy too. I don't care if he did the military thing and all of the other stuff that he's done. All those things were just merely ceremonial, if you will. He was never going to be in danger of getting hurt on the front lines in the military in any way, shape, or form. I mean, let's just be real. He is a privileged person. He chose to give some things up that I really do believe he misses. I'm not sure if they will ever get divorced. I don't really see it. I know some people have been speculating about that too, but I don't really see that. But I do believe that he misses the comforts of home that he was used to in the royal family, even if he tries to play for the public that it's all good and he's loving his life in the hood of California, which he's not in the hood. He's in Montecito. I mean, they're neighbors with Oprah, okay? And Tyler Perry. So like, yeah, but I'm just not here for the professional victimhood and to come out in the form of someone else writing a book by this guy, Omid Scobie, but this is all really about them and how they were just so wronged by the royal family and in the UK and all of this other stuff. And then it's been rumored that Meghan may be coming out with a book too. Spare us. We're over it. We really are over it. Get a new talent and do something with that. But I'm just really not here for this. Do I believe their titles will be stripped? I don't know, because King Charles, he did say that he would never do that. But things can change. Minds can change. Time can change. But I do believe he loves his son. And because this is a person that's connected to his son, at least right now, and has his grandchildren, that he actually has not met the granddaughter, has only met the grandson. And now it's been several years since that has even happened of him seeing them. I don't know if he would strip the titles, but they're pushing for it. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts about this in the comment section. Thanks so much for being here, for liking and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until the next time, I wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.